Hey guys, welcome to class number 4. We're going to learn a few new poses again today. Each week or each class we'll be building on the previous one. So the goal is to build you up so you can take a class on your own and know what you're doing. So find your comfortable seat, roll the shoulders back so you can sit up straight and tall. And then when you're ready, let's roll those, keeping the shoulders rolled back. Reach arms out and up as you inhale. Take your both arms up and can only elevate my arm that high today. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lower arms down. Continue at your own breath pattern. So notice as you tune into your breath and you link your body movement with your breath, then you start to calm the mind down. So in your next exhale, find your heart center, palms together, thumbs to your heart, and set your intention. Oh, bless me. Set your intention for you today. So, bless me. When we say namaste at the end of class, I meant to address this in both classes on Monday, but when we say namaste at the end, it's kind of like a blessing. Like when we sneeze, we say bless you. So at the end, we say the divine light in me honors the divine light in you. So we have to say it to ourselves first. We have to honor ourselves. And then we honor everybody else. It's kind of like your oxygen mask. When you're on the airplane, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first so that you can help others. So you have to bless yourself. You have to take care of yourself first so that you can take care of other people. So you can love other people. Love yourself first so you can give love. So the same concept. So hopefully you have set your intention when I went on a little sidebar there. So set your intention from your heart. Deep breath in and release. On your next inhale, reach arms up. Let's grab your right, reach up and over to your left, stretching out that side waist. I'm going to kind of do a modified version here, so you can always modify just about every pose. You can make adjustments and modifications. So this is my modification. Make sure that sit bone stays down. Inhale, come back up through center. Re-lengthen, reset, and then go up and over to your right. So you can grab. So this is my modification for me today for this side. But you should be grabbing the arm and pulling over. Inhale, come back up through center. And now twist to your left. Drop the shoulders, lift the ribs, twist through the belly. Keep lengthening the spine and twisting. I'm not trying to go too deep yet. Easy twist. Slowly untwist, arms reach back up on your inhale. And exhale, twist to your right. Drop shoulders, lift ribs. Twist through the belly. See if you can make yourself a little taller with each inhale. And then you can try to twist just a tiny little bit extra on your exhale. Slowly untwist. Arms reach back up. Inhale and release. Let's walk those hands forward. See if you can think about lengthening up, out, over, and down. Don't just try to dump down. Try to think about pulling your heart forward and then fold. And look down. Notice what leg you have in front. When we walk back, we're going to switch the leg we have in front. So the way we go first generally is the more comfortable way. So we'll inhale to lengthen. You can reach arms up, come up, out, over, and down. So this will probably be a little less comfortable, especially if you have knee or ankle, hip issues. So you may not be able to go as far. Walk it back and then find tabletop. So in tabletop position, you guys know by now, finding the wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Roll those shoulders back, and then let's move through cat and cow at your own breath pattern. So think about your spine moving kind of like a wave. So you're arching up one way and then the other way. Just move with your breath. And now think about creating space between each vertebral joint. So as you arch up, don't just think about rounding and moving through the mid back or the upper back. Think about creating space from the base of your skull all the way down to your tailbone, and then release. Go the other way. And same here. Try to create space on the front of the vertebral column, the tailbone up to the base of the skull. One more time each way, cat and cow, and then child's pose when you're ready. Your child's pose. And then let's take it back up to tabletop. Rolling those shoulders back, we're going to find your balancing table. Let's take right arm, left leg up. Find that straight line from the hand to the foot. So hopefully your arm is a little bit higher than me right now, unless you have a shoulder injury. And lower down, switch left arm, right leg up. Find that straight line here. So make sure shoulders away from ears. Also here, try to spread those fingers wide and pressing the base of the first two fingers, base of the thumb. And lower down. Let's do one more each side. You're going to inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Switch. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Child's pose. So if you need to roll those hands or roll around at the wrist joint, you can flex and extend the hands or roll it around one way and the other way. And we went through some stretches of the forearm, so you can do any of those if you need to, or you can rest in child's pose. Take one more breath here. And then we'll find your plank position. Spreading those fingers out. And down dog, pushing up. Push those sit bones up to the sky. Maybe a few plank flows. Maybe you walk your dog. Combination. Just explore. See how your spine feels today. See how your back, your hips, your calves, shoulders, head. Forward fold. Take the weight into the feet and balance. See if you can shift forward and back. Let your heavy head fall. Shake it out. Shake it left and right, up and down. And keeping the weight balanced in the feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back and hold on your exhale. Your next inhale, swan dive. Reaching all the way up. Reach those arms up as high. Lengthen. Exhale, chair. Drop shoulders and hips. Spread your fingers and toes. Lift right heel and switch. Lift left heel. And alternate right and left. And now let's lift the whole right foot up. Let's take it to warrior 3. Check your hips. I did not make a good face there when I moved my arm. High lunge. Separate tracks for the feet. And of course the knees and the hips. Reaching arms up. You can stay here. Or if you like moving with your breath, you can do that. Or you can palpate and feel the hip joint. Just taking your high lunge position. Let's do one more breath here. And then take it back to warrior 3. Lifting that right leg up. Find that straight line from your head to your foot. And chair. Reaching arms up. Drop shoulders and hips. Left heel. Left foot. Find your hips. Warrior 3. Find that straight line. High lunge. Separate tracks. Hips square forward. Reach arms wherever you'd like them. Maybe you move with your breath. Maybe you hold it in place. See if you can get those shoulders back with the core pulled in. And breathe. Two. One more breath here. And then take it back to warrior 3. Lifting that leg up. And then chair. And find that chair pose. Also wonderful chair. It's usually not one of the favorite poses because you feel it's challenging. You feel the burn in the legs. Let's find forward fold. Drop that heavy head. Lift your sit bones. Shake it out. Lengthen your spine. Let your head fall. Lift those sit bones up. One more breath here. Inhale, flat back. Re-lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plank. And your first set of chaturangas, or we call them chaturanga push-ups. So you're trying to, I need to do for my therapy, I need to do some scapula retraction and abduction. When you get ready, go all the way down to your belly. And windshield wiper it out. Extend your legs back. And we'll do that abdominal engagement we started on the last class. So you're going to engage the abdominals and pull the belly away from the ground. And then tuck that tailbone. Let's do a few more with your own breath pattern. Engage. So squeezing the abdominals. Think about squeezing them up and towards your spine. It helps you take the curve out of the low back. And then when you tuck that tailbone, you're kind of going into a neutral spine. So you're doing less cow, not too much cat. Tilt of the pelvis. And then release. You can windshield wiper, or you can kind of just shake the hips. Kind of shake them left and right if that feels better. Push back to your child's pose. Remember, bring hands by chest. Lift your hips first. Hopefully you're doing better than me there today. Pushing back to your child's pose. Taking breaths here. Take a break. And one more breath here. Your next inhale, let's find tabletop again. I'm going to show you again from the side. So we're going to find that balancing table. Let's start with left arm, right leg up. Spreading fingers on the right hand. Left arm reaches forward, right leg reaches back. So we're going to start with that straight line from the hand to the foot. And now we're going to engage the abdominals. We're going to think about like cat. So we're going to start to pull in, kind of tucking that tailbone. And we're going to bring our left elbow to the right knee. Squeeze in. Inhale, reaching it out. Exhale, pull the elbow to the knee. You're rounding your spine. You're squeezing your core. Inhale, reach it out. You may be able to bring your knee to your nose. Let's do two more. Really squeezing. And watch this shoulder. Make sure it doesn't hike up to the ear. One more. And release it back out and down to the mat. And shake it out. Shake those hips left and right. And then we got another side to do. And this is called tiger. So we start in tabletop and we go to balancing table. You find that straight line, hand to foot. And then when you're ready, start to engage the core. Bring elbow and knee together under your body. You're rounding your spine up into the cat. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, squeeze. So when you go out, make sure you're not arching the back like this. We're taking it back to the straight line. And we're pulling it back in. So we inhale, reach and extend arm and leg. Arm forward, leg back. And we pull it in. How about one more on this side for tiger? And release it back out and down. All right, so here, we're going to drop the hips to one side. Just to kind of release any tension in the hip. And take it back center and drop it to the other side. Bring it back center. How about a little child's pose? Maybe you reach the arms back, wherever feels good. One more breath here. Inhale to plank, exhale down dog. And when you come into your down dog, explore your space, whether it's plank flow, you can hold, you can walk the dog. And forward fold. Take the weight into your feet, shift a little bit more weight forward into the front of the feet. Drop that head. Maybe hold your elbows, maybe you take your feet wide. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. And I was going to say child's pose in your forward fold. Notice your shoulders. Release your arms when you're ready. Then heel toe your feet back in line with the hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Come through flat back, swan dive, reaching all the way back up. Exhale, chair. Drop those hips. So make sure that when you come into chair, you're pushing those hips back. Look down and make sure you can see all your toes, all your piggies. So it's like you're sitting in a chair. Pull your core in so that you're not arching that low back. I'm about halfway through grading your first assignment, out of class assignment. So I've been making notes on the assignment, so if you don't see the feedback comments, then I haven't looked at your pictures yet. Let's lift your right heel, right foot, warrior 3. So warrior 3, make sure your head and neck is in alignment. So don't lift your head and neck up forward. So your head and neck should be in a straight line as well. So if your arms could be here, they can be out to the side, or they can be forward. Take your right leg back, high lunge. Make adjustments. Ankle stays over knee. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, let's open to warrior 2. Knee over ankle, tailbone tucks, core pulls in, shoulders back. Your right foot is in a warrior stance. Arms are strong and parallel to the ground. Gaze is forward. One more breath here. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, spiral down to low lunge. Hang out here so you can stretch that hip flexor. And we're stretching a little bit more. You may feel the stretch up in the high lunge position as well. This gets it deeper. Again, watch the ankle underneath the front leg. Sometimes all these cues one may not kick in until later. You may be thinking about this leg. You may hear me say this, but it may not kick in just yet. That's another reason why I repeat things. Everybody learns a little bit differently. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody hears. And if you hear it, then maybe the repeating, you'll hear my voice in your head when you do these positions again so that you can maintain alignment. Take care of your body. One more breath here. Let's pick your right knee up. Baby steps into forward fold. And shake it. Maybe shake your legs out if you need to. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Hold as you exhale. Your next inhale, swan dive, reaching all the way back up. Exhale to chair. Drop those hips. Push those hips back. And then make sure you pull those core muscles in. So just like we're doing on the mat, on the floor, on our belly, so you have to do that same action here. So you have to engage. Left heel lifts, left foot. Warrior 3. Check your hips. High lunge. Reaching arms wherever you'd like. So if you can reach up, think about lengthening. Notice the stretch you may feel. Not as deeply here. When you're ready, open to warrior two. So now you're putting your left heel down, keeping your right knee over ankle, pulling the core in, tucking tailbone. don't do, don't do it that as quickly as I did. So just think about engaging. Arms are straight and strong. Not just wimpy arms like this. So if I was in class, I would come around and push on your arms to see if you had strong arms. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reverse. Reverse, you're just reaching that front arm up to the sky, helping to elongate this front waist. On your exhale, spiral down to low lunge. And now getting deeper into that hip flexor. Make adjustments as you need to make sure this ankle is under knee. Your back left knee is down behind you. So you're just allowing gravity in this position to stretch you deeper into that hip flexor muscle. One more breath here. We'll pick that knee up, step it into forward fold. Send weight forward in the feet. Let's hang out forward fold. About 3 to 5 more breaths wherever you want to be. You can take those feet wider. You can hold those elbows. Maybe interlace your fingers behind your head. And just allow that weight of your arms to pull the head closer to the ground. One more breath here. Release whatever bind you have. Heel toe the feet back in line with your hips. Inhale, flat back to re-lengthen. Exhale, fold, plank. Second set of your push-ups. And then all the way down to your belly. Windshield wipers. And extend your legs back. I'm going to turn to the side again. So now we're going to extend the legs back behind you. I'm going to take my head, I think, out of the picture here. So we're going to do the abdominal engagement to lift the muscles away from the ground. We're going to tuck the tailbone. And today I want you to press down into the feet. So if you can see, the tops of my feet are down on the ground. So my toenails are down. So we're going to pull the belly in away from the ground. We're going to tuck the tailbone this way. And we're going to press down into the feet. So do all that on your exhale. Exhale. Lift, tuck, and press. And inhale, let it relax. 2 more at your own breath pattern. Inhale, relax. Last one, exhale, lift and engage, tuck. And press down into those feet and release. Windshield wiper it out. And push back to your child's pose. Take the biggest inhale you've taken yet today. As much air as you can stretch in. And then release it out. Maybe exhale out of your mouth. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. Explore your down dog space. So see if you can lift your sit bones up. Maybe lift your heels. Sometimes I like to lift the heels up as high as I can. Push the sit bones up. And let's try a little cat-cow tilt here on your down dog. So cat, pull it under, cow, push it up. So see if you can kind of tuck and tilt up. Kind of see the wave, and then forward fold. So when you do that, you can feel the tilt of the pelvis, and you can feel a difference in the down dog. Drop your heavy head and stay here one more breath. Inhale to your flat back, exhale, fold. Keep weight forward, inhale, flat back. Your next inhale, reach all the way back up. And lower arms down. Okay, I'm just checking time. Let's find our weight balanced. We're going to shift our weight from right foot to left foot. So you're going to find the weight balanced. You'll start in your left foot. We're going to roll the shoulders back. So when we take our weight onto one leg, sometimes we tend to push out to try to balance the weight over this leg. So what I want you to do is I want you to, before we move onto one leg, I want you to kind of squeeze your butt in. So squeeze your cheeks like you're holding a piece of paper there. So we're going to pull those muscles in to try to align the hip over the knee, over the ankle. So when we push out, we're taking the hip, the knee and ankle out of alignment. So pull that hip in. So first what we're going to do is we're going to start with the kickstand start with your right foot. So we'll be balancing on your left. Pull the hip in, squeeze that butt cheek in, the gluteal group. So the kickstand, that will be level 1. Level 2 will be to take it to your calf. We never want to put pressure on our joints. So you'll either be below the knee, or you can take it to level 3 above the knee. If you have slippery pants, this is hard sometimes. So I pull my hip in, then I kick that foot down. So level 1, 2, or 3, wherever you want to be. So I'm going to take it back down to level 2 so I can pull my hip in and keep my hip over my knee, over my ankles the best I can. Okay, so that is for our legs. And now we're going to do our arms. So we're going to start at heart center. And for our tree, this is tree pose. We're going to grow our arms up to where we want them to be. So of course you can stay here, you can be here, or you can grow the arms up wherever you want them to be. So with tree pose, I like to think about, of course, your legs are the roots. And then you can grow from your heart and take your extensions, your branches out to the world. So I like to think about the people I connect with, my family, my friends, my students. So you can, if you'd like to add some movement, you can reach arms up. Reach out to the world, all the people you connect with. You can hold your arms in one place and release down. So my contacts are drying out. So tree pose is a challenge for balance. A lot of people pick this for the progress pose, one of the progress poses to work on. So now let's say you can kind of shift weight from right foot to left foot. And sometimes balancing on one foot, a lot of people feel discomfort in the foot, the muscles there. They get stronger the more you do these poses. So pull that right hip in now. Hip over knee over ankle. And let's find the position for your left foot. You can do level 1, 2 below the knee, or 3 above the knee. So make sure you're pulling the hip in. And now think about somebody again pulling your hair up to lengthen you as best you can. So once you got your legs in place, then you take your arms wherever you'd like them to be. So we've been through the whole spiel here. So the second side tends to be a little easier because you got the pattern down. So think about your intention. You can think about your breath. You can hold. Maybe reach your arms out to all the people you connect with in the world. Or you can think about rain, trees in the rain. So you can imagine it raining on you, or snow. Or you can imagine the leaves falling off your tree and then growing new ones. Let's do one more breath here. And release. Shake it out. So that is our tree pose. Sorry, my eyes are bugging me. Let's roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach arms up. Lengthen up. Let's go into forward fold. Up, out, over, and down. Drop that heavy head. Shake it out. And after that standing position, sometimes holding poses, we tense up. So let's take it into that wider leg fold, feet to the edges of the mat. Hang out here. Maybe you hold elbows. Maybe you swing those arms. Maybe you take the hand to the back of the head. One more breath here. Heel toe your feet in line. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plank. Third set, usually I do about 3 sets of the chaturangas. So your third set of the push-ups here. And then when you get your 5 all the way down to your belly, windshield wiper it out. Let's extend your legs back, pressing into the tops of your feet. Tuck the tailbone, engage the abdominals. And let's practice that for about 4 breaths at your own breath pattern. Don't think I need to repeat those instructions. And just notice how this feels for your low back when you do this. How it feels for your abdominals. One more. And release. Push back to child's pose. So you can do that on your forearms. It's a little easier for me today. If you're working on strength, you can do that as well. And let's take one more breath in child's pose. And then find your seat. Let's do those roll downs. The roll downs are good for building strength in the core. Shoulders roll back. And reach arms up. I should probably do it from this side. I'll show my good side. Hide that shoulder. On your exhale, pull the belly in. Squeeze. Roll all the way down. Inhale, reach arms overhead. Start with hands above so you're not using momentum. Pull the belly in, squeeze, and pull yourself back up. Do about 2 or 3 more. Go with your own breath pattern. Go slow. Think about peeling off one vertebra at a time. And last one here. Pull it in. Lift and come all the way back down. So that this movement of implanting one vertebra at a time back onto the mat is going to come into play in a new pose you're going to learn in just a little bit. Let's hug one knee into your belly and switch. Hug the other knee in. And when you're ready, hug both knees in. Rock left and right. And then find your reclining spinal twist, whichever side you want to go to first. Remember, shoulders stay on the mat. If you've read your out of class assignment for Tuesday, for today, then you have seen a different version, a level 2 version. And I'll show it. I guess you can see my legs kind of. So level 2, this is the double bent knee. So both knees are bent and they're kind of stacked here with the top leg, or now it's my left leg on top. If you want to take it to a deeper level, of course you have to make sure that shoulder stays on the mat. You're going to take that top hand onto the outer thigh of the top leg. You're going to start to straighten the bottom leg. If it slides easily, sometimes the mats don't slide, so sometimes it's hard to slide on the mat. So your goal is to keep this shoulder down. This is too much for me to try to pull this knee down. See my shoulder lifting. But if you may be able to twist through the belly and extend the bottom leg and pull this top knee down. But always just listen to your body. Don't try to make it do something it can't do. That's just silly. And on your next exhale, lift the top leg first and then the bottom. So if you're in the extended version, bottom leg extended, you can bring the bottom leg back under, or you can roll onto your back, hug this knee in first, and then hug the bottom, or the leg that was on the bottom, or that was extended. Hug both knees in. Let's bring our head up, nose to knees, and release down. Let's do our twist to the other side. Oh, I cannot do that today. I'm trying to push my body. My shoulder says no, so I'm not twisting. But you'll be twisting, making sure to keep the shoulder on the ground. Go to the opposite side. So I'm going to do this way again. If I flipped around, it would look like I was doing the other side, maybe. I'm talking to myself here. So make sure you either do the level 1 version with both knees bent or extend the bottom leg for level 2. Again, make sure you listen. You're twisting through the belly. Shoulders stay on the mat. One more breath here. And then come out of this one leg at a time. This is a deeper twist that we're doing, where our body's supported on the ground. And we've done a lot of movement throughout the class, so the muscles are more extensible, so we can stretch deeper, so the twists can be deeper. So you just got to be extra careful coming out of twists of the spine. Let's do your reclining pigeon, whichever leg you want to start with. Level 1, 2, or 3. If you've done your out of class assignment, you see the written instructions. And sometimes that helps people to see it in word format. And sometimes people like to see it performed. And sometimes having multiple ways to learn it or learn the movement helps as well. See if you can maybe just dorsiflex and plantar flex. Notice any difference. And when you're ready, release. Windshield wiper it out. And go with the other leg. Sometimes you can modify and hold it this way and just kind of use your hip flexor strength to pull it in. Release, windshield wiper it out. All right, now we're going to do bridge pose. So we're going to take our feet flat with our knees bent. So we're going to have the feet somewhat close to our hips, but we don't have to. Sometimes people tell you touch your heels. That's not a requirement. So what is a requirement is that when you lift, we're going to be lifting our hips. We want our ankles, knees, and our hips in alignment. So we don't want the feet too wide. We don't want the feet too close or too far out or too close together. So see if you can start to roll the shoulders back and have the feet flat. What we're going to do is we're going to lift the hips up and bring the weight. Of course, the weight will be in your feet. The weight will be in your shoulders and your head. I don't want any weight in the neck. So you're going to make sure that you have a natural cervical curve in the neck. So when you lift up, try not to turn your head left and right because then that could put something out of whack in your cervical spine. So I'm not going to turn my head when I lift. So we're going to, it's easier if you roll the shoulders back first before you come into this pose because you kind of want to be on the top outer part of the shoulders. And then when you're ready, lift your hips up. I do want to kind of turn and make sure, did look to see if my ankles were under my knees. And you want them in line with your hips. You're going to try to make a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Natural cervical curve, weight is in the head, the top outer part of the shoulders, and the feet. So you may need to sometimes maybe bend in the arms. Kind of try to press into the triceps. Sometimes that helps. And now here's where we're going to lift our heels up. We're going to do a cat tilt. So sometimes I like to kind of take my arms out and reach my arms up. This is what we're going to do is we're going to roll down one vertebra at a time. So we're going to cat tilt, tuck the tailbone under, roll down, start with the thoracic vertebra. You got 12 there. And then see if you can go down into the lumbar, really pull it in, and try to get your low back, which is your lumbar vertebral, the spine, the lumbar spine, words, the lumbar vertebral joints, and then your hips, your pelvis, which will be your sacral, and then windshield wiper it out here. So that is called bridge pose. So let's try that one more time. Roll the shoulders back, lift your hips, keep the weight in your head, shoulders, and feet, making a straight line from your knees to your shoulders really here. You're lifting the tailbone up. Think about bringing the tailbone into the space between your knees. And then let's roll down. So we did the roll downs from our seated position, so now we're going the other way. So see if you can tuck the tailbone, do cat, so you're really pulling it in, and go one vertebra at a time. See if you can get that lumbar spine down before the hips. And that's a really good stretch for that low back. It's a little safer to stretch the low back that way than it is like in a forward fold where you feel that in your low back, but you put more pressure, more forces. Here you don't have as many forces that are kind of transpired through that area there. Hug your knees in. You can do one leg at a time if you'd like. And then take time to take care of anything else you need to do before you let go and relax. And then you'll find your Shavasana.